Hello, and welcome to an immersive experience. Wasn't sure if the game was going to start at that menu. I don't think there's any special settings that need to be done. One-handed walking? Hold left and right mouse buttons to walk. Interesting. Res X Res. Let's begin. The end is never loading the end.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of
Those are
every
highly
month
specific
of
milliseconds that
every
need
year.
to, those buttons
And
need to be
although
pressed for.
others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
I think the music needs to be turned down slightly.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Are you sure about that?
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever.
Endeavor.
I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive.
Someday.
Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
The true ending.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a
Locks
decision?
you in.
What if a crucial outcome fell
Let
under
me
his
out.
responsibility?
I'm done with this
He had
joke.
never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought.
Begin the game again. Alright, let's get going.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley
See, is this
decided to go
still-
to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Let's do the secret. Bye world. I remember. I remember some of the stuff. This is one of like the really obscure ones. Yeah.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes.
Very
So,
what he said.
Now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in?
Oh,
Okay,
it's good.
I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
No.
Ah, then in that case, we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop?
Good
Do you
question.
think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh,
Maybe.
now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option?
You
Clearly,
underestimate
this
my
whole
stupidity.
gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh,
You have
and this
no
is rich.
idea.
Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky.
A.
Well now, I've built up the other option so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
So they just leave you to your own devices. Clickety click. You can't jump and get your first achievement. I mean, I tried pressing the jump button before. Didn't do anything, though. Clickety click. Alright. Instead
All
of
of his
breaking it,
co-workers were gone.
let's
What
follow
could
his
it mean?
orders. And then
Stanley
we'll break
decided to go to the
everything.
meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Pretty sure this is Ultra Deluxe, right? Yeah. It all looks the same to me. Man, the other room is a mess. Who is leaving all these doors open?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Alright, voice in my head.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's
Termination
office,
Tuesdays.
hoping he might find an answer there.
Okay, let's go through this. We got our meeting schedules. So, start from the left. Well, we'll go from left to right because it's on a timetable. So on Mondays we have at 9 o'clock the weekly targets admin. On 10 o'clock we have marketing Mondays. At 12 o'clock we have 451's private time. 2 o'clock group 40x, 3 group 40x, 4 o'clock. This box is too small. Noted. And on Tuesdays we have termination Tuesdays, Office of Emergency, legal, groups. Wednesday, IT department. We're broke Wednesdays. Financial panic meeting. Boss's inspection, and at 4 o'clock 8bird, whatever the hell that means. So we have Thursday, we got mergers, ideas and development, and then pre-review of weekend review. And then 9 o'clock we got weekly review. Ranking floor 5 meeting. Important enough to put on the board. What to do about 432. Don't tell 42 about the meeting. And then office party at 4 o'clock. Just for not getting fired. Ooh, PowerPoint. Talk less, doing believe amazing work all the time, every day, with no exception. How to solve a dispute with a coworker. Let it ball up inside you. Take out passive aggressively on other coworkers. Resent coworkers for not supporting you more, and loop it back to that. Using slides to assure that employees that everything is okay. Make sure your slide has a slick blue graphic in the header, and throw some bevel on all the text. This will ensure a calm and productive work environment. Everyone is unique. You, most of all. NFT stand-ins. Number of slides on this slide. Slides, charts, and slides. Yeah, makes sense. Rate of which charts on the same slide depict the same information. Rate of increase in graphs per slide. Please, no more charts. Please, I'm back. Boss Appreciation Minute. On your Boss Appreciation Minute worksheet, circle the top 20 things you love most about your boss. Fill in the triplicate and return to your Boss Appreciation Specialist. Solving interpersonal conflict. If you ever find yourself in a conflict with another diligent employee like yourself, but more inclined towards conflict, unless you're the kind of person who initiates conflict, why did we hire you? What are your dreams of the future? Transcend. Mitosis, a boat. Less air. Comatose. Yeah, that's about right. Hope. Okay, looks like a loot. So let's see. To do. Synergize core value expenditures. Shift global market monetize free to play. Help if I post it. I'll save you. Rip you off and take you with me. Alright, let's see. What do people want? Things. Happy feelings. Violent James, you are fired. Money, more money. Things, but with money to buy more things. Graphs. Graphs about things plus money. We have our new product. So let's see. So what is this? Stripes. Requires more secondary research. I see. Colored in segment. The stock market is somewhere here. Some graph. Target demographic teenagers. What is hot? Profits, profits, profits. Bi-quarterly post review. So we need more. We need more less reviews. For 2 plus 4 or 5, want to get rid of the death sport portion in the primary review schedule. But I think that's a stupid idea. More water coolers. More water cooler heaters. Charts need to be more hip to appeal to teenage demographic. Find teenagers in teenage demographic. Big net. Some sort of child trap. Let's see. Size of the demographic. Small teenagers. The size of the demographic. And space between the teenagers. They're sending in the idea bin. 1, no more bin/trash cans. 2, remaining of the ideas. 3, firing of me. Oh. Better safe than profits. Rule 1. References are not all they're cracked up to be. Nothing written on that one, though. Over here. So let's see, we got targets. The future was yesterday. Tomorrow is now. Okay. Targets. Push for funding for R&D of new coffee machine. Yeah, I hear, like, big companies can't afford coffee. Like the SEC. So let's see. Standardize grass. 40x wide. Not cost-efficient money. Get Chris out of the broom closet. Isn't the broom closet over there? Synergistic papers. Hire someone to synergize papers. Papers are to synergize. Fire paper guy. Hire somebody to fire the paper synergizing guy. Who moved my desk? Please keep the targets of the top on the topic of. Let's see. Tomorrow. Complete today's unfinished agenda items. Write next day's agenda. Reflect. They apparently care a lot about their work. The broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track. There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
But I'm comfortable here. And the humming of the lights is very mind-numbing.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Mm-hmm.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing
Don't judge
around
me.
Doing nothing? Why?
Standing? No,
Please
I'm
offer
sitting.
me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
I'm comfortable.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever.
You complaining
I
about
never
it
would
says
have thought
otherwise.
to mention it. Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
It is my favorite, though. Were you eventually
Stanley was
just
fat
withered?
and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
All right, new headcanon.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost.
That was an
on
incorrect
them.
subtitle.
All right. When you've
He
done
said-
that, just step out
He
into
said
the
commentary, not comedy. And you spent how many years developing this game and delaying it so it wasn't releasing alongside The Last of Us 2?
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
You're not wrong about you're wrong about that.
You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
I love this game.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
What's down there? Looks like a pool of blood. Bathroom. Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast, money crisp. Okay. Extreme bathrooms. I wish I could zoom in on it so I could read all the text. Man, this white door is very out of place. The beige pages. What the fuck? Business strategy. Oh, hey, where'd that reticle come from? Anyway. Secret. Was it like Elevator Bossa Nova, this is called, or something like that? With Whispers of Stanley. Doesn't take you anywhere, though. I am the most expensive boss.
Stepping into his manager's office,
I wonder when
Stanley
we'll find
was
the new
once again
content.
stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845.
Got it.
But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Oh, they got rid of the 8 joke. They ruined everything.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
I'll just give it to him right now. 2845.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Welcome to the back rooms. Well, it looks like I found a secret passageway. We'll look at that later. We'll follow his instructions for now. We will get our happy ending. By any means possible.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
I want to go back up.
Whoops. Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
And here I thought I was going to follow his instructions. Back down? Nope. I have firmly solidified going off the wrong path. You going me? Dark hallway is confusing.
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office.
Yeah.
Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator.
Yeah.
It's still just exactly what it is.
Yeah.
What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have, an incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow. I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
Same. I'm sure somebody will find something with this, but... Yeah. I'm going to bet that this game has just been dissected. So there's really nothing here. I'm trying going in all directions, but no footstep sounds.
Incredible. Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this?
I am a comedic genius. We'll follow his instructions.
Surely this time Stanley will walk forward into the spooky corridor, won't he? Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Escape. I feel like that's new. Don't remember the very definitive escape.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Oh, we can hop off the edge here. Suicide ourselves. Got a new opportunity.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Boop.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Yeah, probably.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
So
Here was the
dramatic.
proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions.
Mind control
Happy
status.
or sad
Offline.
or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Shall destroy it. As it was always intended. Get that shit off. That hurt my ears.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do.
It's just the ending of
or
Portal
how to
2 again.
feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
What if I don't? I want to try to get on this chair to wiggle my way out of bounds, but it looks like we can't do that. Gate's too high. Seems like he doesn't say anything either. We're free!
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Achievement unlocked. Beat the game. Well, that's the Stanley Parable, everybody. Wait a minute. This is different.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Hey, it's
Perhaps he
whiteboard
had simply
ending.
missed a memo.
Yeah. Dog mode. Hey, you got lucky and found the whiteboard ending. Donkey. This is the best possible ending we could have gotten.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Oh, hey.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'll follow instructions for now.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
2845, right?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
Nope.
That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music. Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Let's go. Let's go down. Well, that was a fun ride. Let's go back up.
Whoops. Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
What a fun ride. I'm pretty sure the going back up is new.
Here we are, Stanley.
I
It's
don't
your
think I ever did
boss's
this.
office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have, an incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow. I'm bolted to the edge of my seat. Incredible. Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again.
Damn right.
Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this? Surely this time Stanley will walk forward into the spooky corridor, won't he?
Too spooky.
Did you think we were going to go forward down the spooky corridor? No. It's time once again to go back up in the elevator. I can't even begin to grapple with what might be up there. Is it the boss's office again? Or what if it's the boss's office this time? The suspense is killing me.
Oh, it's killing me too. I can feel it. What could it possibly be?
Oh my god. It's the boss's office.
Oh my god.
This absolutely changes everything for me. Give me a time out here for a minute while I process this.
Got it. Is it gonna take a literal minute?
Okay,
there it
I'm
is.
ready. I'm prepared to embrace this stunning revelation and to move forward with... No! No, wait!
Huh?
No! I need more time to process.
Wait!
All right. I have fully come to terms with it.
Sure you don't need more
I have
time?
made space in my worldview for this astonishing new reality.
Okay, good.
As before, I turn to your expert eye for gripping narrative, Master Stanley.
Ah. Well, I'd guess and say it still leads to nowhere. Yeah. Pitch black, can't see shit.
Of course. Going back down in the elevator. How did I not anticipate it? I mean, sure, now it's obvious, but you have to understand that 30 seconds ago, this kind of thing had never been attempted before. I had no frame of reference to even anticipate it. That's just how revelatory Stanley's decision-making is. A breath of fresh air in a landscape of storytelling that has grown stale and repetitive.
I agree. Did somebody say the bun still works?
You know what?
What?
I've just thought of something. Hold on, let's stop for a moment. Don't you realize? It's the anticipation, Stanley.
You're damn right.
You and I, we have no way of knowing what will be at the top of this elevator. But the suspense, the agony of waiting and anticipating and having to guess, that's the real thrill.
I bet it's the boss's
Oh, I
office.
simply don't want to let that feeling go. It's so precious, so fleeting. Why don't we take this elevator ride nice and slow?
Oh yeah, just the anticipation.
There we go.
Ooh.
Isn't this so much more exciting?
The
You know,
ascent into
Stanley,
the unknown.
it seems like nowadays the only thing that audiences want is to be shocked as loudly and frequently as possible. They want big, explosive moments flung right in their faces from the very moment that things get started. But where's the tension? Where's the trust in the audience to build a slow and nuanced appreciation for the story, the characters? Why aren't we given time to imagine the surprises, to have to think and to anticipate, and then to marvel at the eventual reveal?
No, I legitimately agree with this.
Is storytelling, Stanley. What you and I are doing right now. This is the most exciting
Has this aired
narrative
before?
to be developed in years. And it's really all because of you.
Yeah.
You're the one who took this bold step of revisiting the exact same locations over and over. Truly, I mean it. This is unique and different. It's not like anything else out there. You see, I want stories that surprise me, Stanley. I want to have to think. I want to be engaged and not pandered to. We're being fed such unimaginative drivel all the time, and we all know it, which is why we're so starved for content that makes us feel sharp and vital and alive. That's why people like you so much, Stanley. because you're not afraid to spit in the face of tradition. You're a
fuck
role
tradition.
model, you know? People look up to you. Which is why, oh, I didn't know when to spring this on you, but, well, I've gathered a little press conference for you, so that you can talk about your work and your storytelling and your life.
Hell yeah.
Yes, I know you're not much for the public eye, but I thought it would especially mean a lot to the people who have been following you from the beginning. They really
Finally
look
get the
up
word
to
out.
you, Stanley. I don't know if you realize the impact you have on them. This is the kind of gesture that might leave a tremendous impact on them for the better. Oh good, we're here.
And you said there wouldn't be anything at the top of this elevator. Let me down. Let me down.
Okay, the room where we're holding the press conference should be just around the corner here.
All
somewhere.
eyes on Stanley, live on stage. World's healthiest human being. All tricks revealed. How he did it. The pyramids and live. The guy who went to Mars. A little bit suspicious, but alright. An evening with world peace, baby.
Ah, yes, here it is, just through this door.
The man, the process, the myth, the legend, the parable. Stanley, from the Stanley Parable tonight, live on stage. Can I go this way? Nope. The storyteller. Stanley reveals all in his new book. I wrote a book. Queuing with the world's first sentient machine. It's a robot arm. Doing great. A conversation with Alexander the Great. The stage.
Right.
Welcome,
Are you
Stanley.
ready? I've told them you're going to
Stanley
speak a
Ryder,
little bit about the
almonds,
nature
chair,
of surprise
gum table,
in
nut butter.
storytelling and what it means to craft a truly unpredictable narrative. Oh, don't worry. You'll do great. Just be yourself and speak from the heart. I'm really proud of you, Stanley. Okay, it looks like they're ready for you. Go get them.
National Geographic Indoors Monthly. What is this? Can I take a seat? Nope. Up again, down again. The Stanley story. I played the demo. I mean, I did. Way back. Oh, they even have the 8 on there. I went to the mind control facility and all I got was this lousy sticker. You are here. The freedom ending. Or aloha from the freedom ending. Give me the putter. Man, this is a fucking tall putter. It's like for a dude that's like 8 feet tall. Congratulations, Stanley. Remember where you came from, your coworkers. You didn't help me at all. Let's see. An undisputable account of ups as well as downs. Highs and lows. Isn't that what life's all about? Okay, let's see. Look at this. Break a leg, champ, your boss. Stanley, my true love for you grows every day. You make me feel alive. Your wife. From the what ending? Can't read that. It's department ending. Something ending. No one tells stories the way you do. Get 'em, Tiger. I love the way you ride elevators. Thanks for showing me that cool skateboard trick in the parking lot. You are too cool. Good luck on stage. Rock on. We have 2 notes from our boss written the same exact way. I guess it's time to go on stage. We can't let our boss down. Okay, I see the one that says the Lord. Featured keynote speaker, the Lord. Meet and greet. Man, that seems a way more interesting, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah! Everybody loves me! Them and their 2 frames of animation. I want to leave. Wow, that's really the ending? Alright. That's an interesting ending.
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while
I
his
lost
senses were turned?
Lost
He
dog
made
mode.
a note to be more careful with time from now on.
There we go. Boop. So we gotta, like, find the computers. There's some, like, secret thing. Boop. Can't be leaving those computers on. Awaiting input. Anybody else? Leave your computers on. Rude pieces of crap. You're wasting energy. Do you know how much it costs the company?
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the
New
story
content!
in any way.
There's a door literally enabled new content. Let's fucking go.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
It's a good question. This is a trap. 100% a trap. Oh. Are we going to Black Mesa?
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
We just did this crap in,
After receiving critical
Psychonauts
and
2.
commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
well, let me get back on. Alright.
Okay, so
New
far it's an
content.
elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Great.
Is it broken? What's going
So
on
much for the new
here?
content. It's all bugged.
Should we be moving somewhere or... oh,
there it goes.
we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Give me the content. New content.
All right.
The jump circle.
All right, let's see. It's
Oh my god, can
the
we jump in the jump circle? Press space to jump. Yes! This is amazing. Shit. I'm loving this new content so far.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
What if we go back the way we came? It's not. Oh, fuck yeah. Another elevator.
Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just
You're just a
elevators
very
and
negative
jumping.
person.
Is this what passes for exciting new content?
Yes.
If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell,
Do it.
I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box.
Do it.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
I'm ready. Thank you for enjoying the new... Fuck yeah.
That's it?
That was
Oh,
great.
you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore."
Oh,
What
is one of
quality
them in there?
assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to
Give me a quick second while I check the achievements. Yep, test achievement. Please ignore. Test achievement description. Replace this.
find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations.
Don't worry.
If you're
it was
still
worth
with
it.
me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Oh, I didn't even have to do it. Well, this is still new. It's like I'm actually there. Narrator, what the hell have you spawned on me?
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent! I want to show you something!
Fucko. What is it? What the? Oh boy. My legs.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it
Yeah.
got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it.
Damn, good,
Just our little secret. Take a
good
look.
shit, narrator. What is this? Got a whole new game out here. What is this?
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
And that was such a good time. Wait, do you mean the Gmod version or the PC release?
You see, Stanley,
2013
doesn't the
when
Memory
Stanley
Zone
Parable was
remind you of
released.
how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched?
I
Back
actually
then,
do.
video games had integrity.
I played
Back
it on
then,
release.
It all meant
It was so
something.
good.
Oh, the waste.
The Stanley Parable Collector's Edition. World Class Award Software Product of the Year. Wow, you can actually read most of it if you zoomed in far enough. Even in today's busy world, it isn't easy imagining an effective productivity workflow That's why the Stanley Parable can help you streamline your workplace efficiency with the Stanley Parable Advanced Computer System software. Productivity loss and or efficiency gain becomes a thing of the past. At last, the power to convert ideas into action is at your fingertips with the Stanley Parable at last. It's all in one box and has been designed to fit the way you run your life into the ground to make money for someone else. At last. 2014 Independent Games Festival Audience Award. The Last of Us, yeah. The British Academy of Film and Television Arts Award to Stanley Parable. It's over The Last of Us. So they're still running that gag. So great. Our First Kiss, My First Car, the release of The Stanley Parable in 2013. 2013. Of course. I remember. The original remake. Good times. Smile because it happened. The Stanley Parable Alpha Test. Bits of music from the Stanley Parable. Oh, fuck yeah, the first dollar that they earned. Stanley Parable Demonstration. So that's like their first demo. Oh yeah, go outside, don't play for 5 years. I have that achievement. Unachievable. I can't remember if I ever got that one legitimately, but I got it. Let's see. Nominee for Game Innovation. Nominee for Debut Game. Nominee for Story. They didn't win anything. New video game releasing today. Oh boy, Orem Ipsum. Fuzzy Orem Ipsum. 50% off designer hat, but a small creature owns the other half. Late edition. Today, sunny, hot, humid, high 92, blah, 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 blah. Unimportant. 2013. LA Times. Stanley Parable deals tough choices. Can we take a seat? Nope. And this bench is crappy.
Je suis dans la mémorisation, sur la
The heck? In loving memory of little Stanley. Aw.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes,
oh my
and I
God.
quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art.
Fucking
Stanley
James
Parable
Stephanie Sterling,
strives
son.
and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3.
Persona
it was all
3
of them.
specifically?
And now, it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Ooh. What's down here? Oh, maintenance. Knowing your city. Before you can possibly know where to begin your new street vending operation, first you have to get to know your city. I'll use Georgetown as an example in this book, but in order to really get knowledge, best to explore. Interesting book. Must know more. For the love of God, please unplug this sterile office, the damp carpet, the tripe you call conversation. Kill me. I have been printing these for weeks. Why has no one turned me off yet? Fling me from the window. Send a something through my paper tray. The method matters not. The horror licks at my soul. All I desire, release. Seems like a computer is having a good time being sentient. Oh yeah, there was like a little portal puzzle gag. The adventure line. The tasteful nostalgic. It was good. Oh, like that's the original Gmod on the left, I'm guessing. The Minecraft one. As well. Person of the year. Me. Who's that? The original remake. So far, like, all the new content is just the game jerking itself off. I love it. People play games because of what they can do inside them, and your game is very good and at letting them know they can't do anything. Literally anything.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
What's this? Carpet textures. Gray, red, missing coworker scenario, meeting, boring, grass, trial version. And the source SDK. It's like an actual like picture of like the box pretty much. That always seems more fun. Can I go in there? Yeah, that door opened, but we can't get through. What if I try going back?
These were simpler times, Stanley.
Yep.
But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again.
Where are you going with this?
Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Oh. Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam,
Oh,
the
no.
online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine
Hive of
what's been
scum and
collecting
villainy.
down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Hive of scum and villainy. Oh.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Man, Steam's a dump. Oh, a door. Oh, great. Now it's raining. At least we're not going to get stabbed at that. That's what that means.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You
Well,
can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can.
Well-
Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down.
didn't let
Perhaps the
me down.
Stanley parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
Eerie music. Hey, it stopped raining. Gotta keep an eye out for people with knives who might get stabbed.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Alrighty then. That thing's always pointing towards me, isn't it?
And here it is.
Might
Go
just be
ahead
my
and
mind.
give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time
Thanks
so
for
that the
telling me.
second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered.
Now,
No
how
more
much could
listening to
this
me rambling
go
on
on?
and on and on. No, 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 no. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say... the story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until
So it's a
inevitably
loop until
we
you press the
all
button,
until
isn't
the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So now you see, blah 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 blah.
Kinda lame how
blah,
there isn't
blah, blah.
anything
We've
for
eaten too
just
much and
listening
it
to
can't
it.
be just yet. No, until 245. That the Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue
That
full of
looped.
unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games.
Oh.
Of course,
Figuring
I
it's the
happen to
opportunity to
believe
skip
it
them
was
again.
perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a
The only
choice
issue is I'm
you've
gonna have
already
to,
made, you bring that choice into being,
go,
then by
unfortunately.
making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument
I
to
wonder how-
every person
I wonder if
you've
it
ever
saves, I
been,
doubt it.
making every choice to which you've ever...
Yeah, sorry about that. We'll just have to go through that section again, so... yeah, we'll pick this up later. See ya.